What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking a look at all the Wayfinder weapons. We have 6 incredible brand new weapons for Season 15 alongside 6 amazing new perks. So if you want to find out which weapons are best and what sort of roles you should be seeking out on them, then be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below. And remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 80% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed. So if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, be sure to hit that red button and ring that bell so you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now, upon the launch of Season 15, we have 2 brand new activities for the new season. These are Astral Alignment, a new 6-player match-made activity, and also the Shattered Realm, which is a weekly mission which will run alongside this throughout the course of the season. Now, as part of these 2 activities, we have to use the Wayfinder's Compass to help increase our power and discover new builds by earning seasonal mods to help customize our playstyle. And with that, we get 6 brand new weapons too, alongside 6 incredible new perks. So before we take a look at the weapons, let's take a look at these perks and the sort of benefits they can provide us out on the battlefield. And the first new perk on offer is called Headstone, and this is where precision final blows spawn a stasis crystal on the victim's location. Some of these weapons are in fact some of the first stasis legendary weapons that we get inside Destiny 2. So to be able to spawn stasis crystals by defeating a combatant is a very strong perk indeed. Alongside this we have Adagio, and this is after defeating a target. This weapon fires, charges or draws more slowly and deals increased damage for a brief time. Now this perk is available on the hand cannon, which we'll cover later in the video, which reduces its rate of fire but means it can deal extra damage. We also have Harmony, and this is where final blows with other weapons improve this weapon's damage and performance for a short duration. We also have Ensemble, and this improves the handling and reload speed when allies are nearby. We have a reprised perk from Destiny 1 called Shoot to Loot, and this is whereby shooting an ammo brick will pick it up and automatically reload all your equipped weapons from reserves. And this is going to be a very strong perk, especially for Grandmaster Nightfalls. And the final perk being introduced this season is called Encore, and this is where precision final blows grant stacked range bonuses to the weapon, and non-precision final blows will remove those range stacks but grant bonus accuracy and stability when all those range stacks have been removed. So in short, precision final blows will help increase the range stat, providing a stickier shot on those weapons. But if you aren't able to hit those precision shots, then it will improve your accuracy and stability with the intention of helping you land those precision hits. So all in all, some very strong perks. Now with that being said, let's take a look at the 6 new weapons and how these can be applied to form some of the strongest weapons in Destiny 2. Now the first weapon we're going to take a look at is the Chrysura Melo. This is a brand new auto rifle of solar element, and this is a high impact frame, so it's slow firing but deals high damage. Now in terms of the new perks, this one can roll with Encore and Ensemble on the 3rd column and also Harmony in the final column. Now we haven't had too many solar auto rifles in Destiny 2 recently, and this one fires at 360 rounds per minute. Now if we take a look at the weapon's stats, the stability stat on this weapon is one of the lowest in the archetype, so a perk such as Encore, which help boost your stability for any non-precision hits and then boost the range when you do hit your target, is actually very strong on a weapon such as this. Now this is most definitely an area of focus, as other perks such as Dynamic Sway Reduction and Heating Up also do similar things by boosting accuracy and stability, either by holding down the trigger or by getting final blows. However, if hitting your target isn't an issue for you, then something like Outlaw to help boost that low reload speed of 37 is also another strong trait. Now in the final column, if you just want to deal extra damage, then something like Frenzy is the top tier choice, as just being in combat for an extended time will boost that damage as well as your handling and the reload speed until you are out of combat. These are all very strong traits to have, help boost the weapon's damage, but also help to address some of the reload issues with that low reload stat too. So if you want a solid all-round roll, then something like Chambered Compensator, which boosts your stability and recoil stats by +10 with a -5 to handling, alongside Tactical Mag, which not only boosts your stability by +5 and your magazine by +10, but also improves the reload speed by +10 too. And with those 2 perks in the bag, if you pair those with Encore and Frenzy, you've got things that further help improve your accuracy if you don't hit your target, but will improve your weapon's damage output by just being in combat. A role like this helps to address some of the weapon's issues, making it one of the strongest and most consistent auto rifles available currently in the game. So if you haven't got your hands on a fantastic Chrysura Melo, be sure to jump into the seasonal activity or refocus those unbought engrams. Now next up we have Iota Draconis. This is a legendary energy fusion rifle of solar element 2. This is also high impact frame, so slow firing and deals high damage. Now the charge time on this fusion rifle is 1000, making it one of the slowest fusion rifles to charge inside the game. It's so slow that it's even slower than Merciless, and that even has an intrinsic trait that speeds up the charge time over time based on hits. Now it's with that in mind, it's very noticeable in the midst of combat with a charge time of 1000, so any perks that can help improve that without negatively impacting your impact on the weapon will definitely be the area of focus here. Now as we can see from the weapon's stats, not only does it have a long charge time, it also has a low stability and handling and reload stat, so anything that we can help to address that is also a big plus. Now corkscrew rifling is available on the barrel options. This boosts the range by +5 and also the stability and handling by +5 too. So that would be a very great choice to start with a good roll. Now in terms of battery options, accelerated calls is an option. However, this has a -10 to impact and will decrease the weapon's damage output. Popular choices are ionized battery, which not only decrease the reload speed, but also increase the magazine size by +40. Now in terms of main legendary traits, a lot of these traits try to address some of the stats on this weapon. Ensemble helps improve the handling and reload speed when allies are near, and heating up helps by increasing the accuracy and stability while improving vertical recoil based on final blows. Or if you're looking just for a straight up super fast reload, then Feeding Frenzy is also a possible choice. All of these try to address those low stats, which try to help make this an overall better performing weapon. So if you want the god roll for Iota Draconis, then you'll be looking for corkscrew rifling, ionized battery, ensemble to help improve the handling and reload speed just by being near your allies, and also high impact reserves in the final column, and this is where rounds at the end of the magazine will deal more damage. So all in all, this helps to address some of the weapon's downfalls by not only providing perks which help boost those, but also help boost its damage output too. Iota Draconis could be one of those love or hate weapons, but no matter the case, be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now next up we have one of my early favourites for this season, and this is the Wolftone Draw. This is a legendary energy combat bow, and this deals arc damage. Now this bow is a precision frame, so it's a compound bow, so it has a longer draw time which is optimised for damage. Now we touched upon a few perks that were introduced this season, but this is the first weapon in this set to have shoot to loot. Now this is where shooting an ammo brick picks it up and automatically reloads all your equipped weapons from reserves. It's a very strong trait to have and will be absolutely critical in Grandmaster Nightfalls to get those ammo bricks that might be out in high risk areas. Now the draw time on this bow is normally 684, but as always you can look to improve this with legendary traits such as Archer's Tempo, and this helps to decrease the draw time after every precision hit. Now if we take a look at the weapon's stats, you can see it has a very low stability stat in general. However, the rest of the stats are fairly solid across the board. However, any slight increases to handling would be a massive benefit here. In terms of bowstring choices, you have agile bowstring and also tactile string, which are great choices. Both of these will improve the stability, with agile providing +5 and tactile providing +10. Those are both fantastic choices and help improve the overall performance of the weapon. In terms of arrow choices, you could use carbon arrow shaft. This provides +10 to your stability as well, or the compact arrow shaft, which improves your handling by +10 as well as the reload by +10 too. These are all problem areas for this weapon that can easily be addressed by those two perks alone. Now all in all, this weapon has some amazing perks and you're spoilt for choice when it comes to the absolute god roll. My personal favourite is Archer's Tempo for a draw time which is decreased with every precision hit, alongside Frenzy, which will just increase the bow's damage just by being in combat. The other great choices are things like Impulse Amplifier paired with Dragonfly, or Shoot to Loot paired with Adagio, both brand new perks, but both that can be incredibly strong in endgame aspirational pieces of content. But if you can get any one of those rolls, then this will stand you in good stead for Grandmasters later in the season. But if you have any roll recommendations for this bow specifically, then be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Now next up we have the Canis Major. This is a legendary power grenade launcher. This one deals solar damage as well, and this one is a rapid fire frame, so it has deeper ammo reserves and a slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. Now with this being a rapid fire frame, this fires at 150 rounds per minute and has 5 rounds in a magazine. Now when you look at the weapon stats, they look fairly low across the board. However, when you look at some of the perks, there's a lot here to play with to make this an absolutely top tier weapon. Now with that being said though, in terms of legendary traits, we only have 2 brand new perks on this weapon. This is Ensemble in the 3rd column to help improve the handling and reload speed when allies are near, and also Adagio once again in the final column too. Those 2 perks aside, as you can see, we have a lot of familiar perks. And if you can get the right perk combinations, regardless of the stats, this can be a very strong grenade launcher indeed. Now over the last few seasons, grenade launchers have moved away from being out and out DPS beasts, especially with the recent changes to Anarchy, and are starting to be realigned to be more ad clearing weapons. So if you take that approach in mind and look at the perks that you have available, then we have some great choices available to us. Now previously, if we were looking for DPS, we would be looking for something to increase our velocity. However, if we're going for ad clear, then we need something that's going to increase our blast radius. And with that in mind, volatile launch or confined launch both provide plus 10 or plus 15 to the blast radius respectively. Now in terms of magazine options, spike grenades is also always a popular choice. Not only does that mean you do increased damage on direct hits, it also helps improve the weapon's stability by plus 10. And also proximity grenades are a popular choice. However, bear in mind if you're going for ad clearing, this does reduce your blast radius by minus 20. Now in terms of legendary traits, as we said, we have Ensemble in the 3rd column, but my preferred choice would be Clown Cartridge. And this is where reloading the weapon randomly overfills it from reserves. This weapon can hold 5 rounds in the magazine, but with Clown Cartridge, this can easily be boosted to over 8. Another popular choice, especially if you're going for out and out damage rather than ad clear, is Impulse Amplifier. This increases your projectile velocity as well as increasing your reload speed. Now in the final column, for the ultimate ad clearing weapon and pairing it with Clown Cartridge, you most definitely want to be seeking out Chain Reaction. This is where with each final blow, the weapon creates the elemental damage explosion. There aren't many solar weapons that have this perk on it, and it could come in clutch later in the season if you have loads of solar shields that you need to defeat in a short space of time. But once again, if you're just going for straight and out damage rather than ad clear, then to pair with Impulse Amplifier, you should be seeking out Vorpal Weapon. This increases damage against bosses, vehicles and any guardians with their super active. But whichever path that you take, as you can see from the perks that are available, you can choose. If you want ad clear, you can get the perks to make that happen. But if you want DPS, then you can do that on this weapon, although on a rapid fire frame, that is far from optimal. But as always guys, be sure to let me know your thoughts. Is this an ad clearing weapon or a DPS beast? Let me know down in the comments below. Now the penultimate weapon in our video today is the Fractethyst. This is a legendary kinetic shotgun. This one deals stasis damage and is precision frame, so this weapon's recoil pattern is more predictably vertical. Now if we take a look at the weapon stats, this has an RPM of 65 rounds per minute and has 5 rounds in a magazine, and the stats across the board are relatively solid. Now with the changes to aggressive frame shotguns, especially inside the Crucible, precision frames and slug shotguns have come more to the forefront. Now the great thing about this shotgun is there are great perks available for whether you're jumping into PvP or PvE, so be sure to take a closer look at this shotgun next time you jump into the Crucible. Now the role that I have on my Fractethyst is accurized rounds, slide shot and opening shot, so on paper that's a very good role for the Crucible. However, this has some amazing new perks that you should most definitely be seeking out and giving a try. Now whilst this weapon doesn't have a particularly high handling stat, something like Rifle Barrel could serve this shotgun very well. This provides plus 10 to your range and reduces your handling by 15, with handling not mattering too much on precision frame shotguns. In terms of magazine options, accurized rounds is a fantastic choice. Plus 10 on your range is always a great bonus, but another popular choice more recently is Assault Mag. This improves your stability by plus 15, but more importantly, your rate of fire by plus 10. So if you aren't able to get a one-hit kill inside the Crucible, this perk alone gives you a very small window to get off a second round. Now in terms of main legendary traits, we have Ensemble in the 3rd column as one of the newer perks, but the perks you should be seeking out is once again Quick Draw, with this shotgun being one of the few shotguns which has that perk now available, or Slide Shot, where sliding partially reloads the magazine and will also temporarily boost your range and stability. Both are great options, and Slide Shot is actually a great perk even for PvE. Now in the final column we are sport for choice, Opening Shot is always a great choice for the Crucible, but if you want to try one of the newer perks, then you should be seeking out Harmony. Now this is where final blows with any other weapon will improve this weapon's damage and performance for a short duration. So if you're able to take a Guardian down with any other weapon, this shotgun will do even more damage. That helps this shotgun be even more consistent at range and will make you absolutely lethal for a short period of time inside the Crucible. But once again, if Crucible isn't your thing, then Adagio is here as an alternative, and this is where by defeating a target, this weapon will fire, charge or draw more slowly, but deal increased damage for a brief time. It's a good perk to experiment with, or you could even go with Trench Barrel. This is back once again, and after successfully hitting a melee, this weapon will gain increased damage, handling and reload for a short time or until you've fired 3 shots. Trench Barrel isn't as potent as it once was, but it can still make a big difference inside PvE content. Now in terms of the perks that are available, this isn't going to replace your Heritage or your first in last out, but if you want to mix it up or find your new god roll for the Crucible, be sure to check out the Fractethyst as part of the Season 15 weapon set. Now the final weapon in this set is the Vulpecula. This is a legendary kinetic hand cannon. This one is precision framed, so the recoil pattern is more predictably vertical and it fires quickly with high accuracy. So as a result, it's 180 rounds per minute and comes with 9 rounds in a magazine. Now this one weapon has 6 brand new perks available on it, so you are spoilt for choice when it comes to perk combinations. Now 180 RPM hand cannons haven't always been strong, but some of these perks do really help it out. Now in terms of brand new perks, we have Ensemble, Shoot to Loot and Encore in the 3rd column, and Headstone, Adagio and Harmony in the 4th column. And as you can see, alongside those 6 new perks, we have 6 very familiar perks too. Now the Vulpecula has a very interesting stat distribution, with a high stability and reload stat and a low range and handling stat. This is fairly common across 180 RPM hand cannons, and as we can see here in its hidden stats, it has an almost perfect recoil pattern. So with that information in mind, we can take a look at the perks and get a real good feel for what a good roll on the Vulpecula could be. Now if you're looking for the ultimate stability hand cannon, then Chambered Compensator is a fantastic choice. You get +10 to your stability and recoil with only a -5 to your handling. Now if you're looking to boost that range stat, then Accurized Rounds is there, but with 9 rounds in a magazine, then Appended Mag is a great choice. This provides +20 to the magazine stat, and as a weapon that uses primary ammo, it also has infinite ammo reserves. Now as we mentioned earlier, there are 6 new perks on this weapon alone, with Shoot to Loot being the most popular choice. It's a very strong choice and only available on 2 weapons in Destiny 2. So if you're inside the Crucible using this hand cannon and you see a cheeky green brick on the ground, you can shoot it and it will automatically reload all your equipped weapons from reserves. It's a very strong trait to have, and means you don't have to put yourself at risk, especially out on the battlefield. And once again, a great partner to this playstyle is Harmony. We covered it earlier in the video, and this is where final blows with any other weapon will improve this weapon's damage and performance for a short duration. So whilst this hand cannon is 180 rounds per minute, if you can increase its weapon damage just by getting final blows with any other weapon, then you have the potential to have a fast-firing, high-damage hand cannon in your hands. It's a very deadly combination, can certainly catch a few people out inside the Crucible. Now as you can see from the legendary traits, there are a lot of perk combinations available here. If you have any other god roll recommendations for this hand cannon, as always, be sure to sound off down in the comments below. So there we have it guys, a good look at all the weapons from Astral Alignment and their potential god rolls. Now if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And as always, if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.